Well, hello friends! Before we go any further in this video, we need to do something that I sure do love to do. Let's crack a cold one. Cheers! Dude, my nails like almost match the can. I love Dr. Pepper. So now that we have our drink all ready for the video, let me give you guys a little bit of context to what's going on. I am pre-filming this video, by the way, many weeks in advance. The day that I'm filming this is actually October 13th. So you've read the title and thumbnail of the video and you're probably wondering, Sophia, what is the books I'm thankful for tag and where did you find this? What's going on? Please explain. And I'm here to do just that. When I was trying to prep for videos for the next couple of months, because the next few weeks are going to be absolutely insane, and I was trying to find a fun like tag or list of questions that I could just kind of talk about for a little while and yap to the camera, and I couldn't find one that really had a lot of questions or just asked the kind of questions that I was hoping for. So I decided to kind of create my own like book related tag that I personally think is really fun. So also, if you guys know of anybody who has a tag very similar to this or that is kind of this exact thing, please let me know, because I would love to give some credit to whoever has also thought of this, because I personally on TikTok, Google, YouTube, all the things, I was trying to find a book tag that like centered around Thanksgiving, sort of thankful, grateful for things, and all of them just weren't like exactly what I wanted, and so that's why I kind of made my own. This is my little tag that I made, the books I'm thankful for. It is 10 questions talking all about books and authors and all kinds of things that you're thankful for. So without further ado, let's get into the first question. Our first question is a book that you're thankful introduced you to reading. This question is basically saying like a book that you remember in your memory that kind of sparked your interest in reading and has led you to where you are now, having read however many books that you have. And for me, my answer is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Usually when someone asks, I say like ACOTAR kind of got me into reading, but truthfully, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is the first book that I really got into and read when I was getting back into reading that really made me want to keep reading. Genuinely, that book is so much fun. I give it 5 stars. It was fantastic. I actually annotated it, which is really funny because it was literally one of the first books I had ever read as an adult and like not for a school project or something, and it was so fun. I absolutely love that book. It is so phenomenal. I still haven't finished that series, which is kind of silly of me, but I absolutely love that book. Highly recommend. Question number 2 is a character you're thankful for. So this is a character who inspires you or comforts you or just kind of feels like you're their friend and they just feel so like familiar to you. And my answer for this is going to be so obvious if you know me or have watched any of my other videos on reading, and that is going to be Olive Smith from The Love Hypothesis. I have reread that book almost every single year since I read it for the first time, and genuinely Olive feels like a friend. She feels like a real human being that I know in real life. That is how familiar and how thankful I am for this character. She is just amazing. I love her character. I love the way she is. I know a lot of people might find the stuff that she does in the book very cringy, but for me, I love her. She's like, it just feels like a friend, genuinely. It's like so bizarre, but it just feels like she's like my friend. It's so weird. Let's move on. Our third question is an author you're grateful for. So this question is kind of talking about an author whose writing style, stories, or, you know, the meaning behind their books really impacted you and that they have just become like a favorite author of yours. I actually listed a couple of options for this question. I've written down, of course, Allie Hazelwood, duh, hello. I also wrote down Elsie Silver, Ashley Poston, Abby Jimenez, Devaney Perry, Sarah Adams, Emily Henry. I have a lot of authors that I'm very grateful for. I'd probably say like my top 2 are probably Elsie Silver and Allie Hazelwood because personally they're just my all-time favorites, but besides the point. Moving right along to question number 4, we have a book that feels like home. This is a book that just genuinely makes you want to reread it and brings you such warmth and comfort that you constantly are thinking about these characters and about this story. And my answer for this is, of course, The Love Hypothesis, duh. But I also wanted to give a different answer, and I put down The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I actually cried reading that book for the first time and have since just absolutely looked back at The Do-Over by Lynn Painter with such adoration and love that genuinely it does feel like home. It feels like a story I could go back to and just jump right back in and enjoy from cover to cover all over again. And that's it. The fifth question up we have is a book that taught you something important. This question is basically asking like a story that changed you, changed your perspective or taught you a lesson of some kind or just like impacted you as a person. And I immediately knew exactly what book I was putting down. And so for that, my answer is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. If you guys were here many moons ago when I read that book for the first time in a reading new releases video, I think is where it was, I broke down in tears. I sobbed while reading this story and genuinely think about it all the time and how much it changed my perspective on all kinds of things, specifically with like how you look at relationships and not only romantic ones, but like friendships and all kinds of things. It just was such an impactful story to me and just, oh, it hit those heartstrings so good. Like it just was so good. So good. Our sixth question we have is a book that helped you out of a reading slump. This is basically just asking you about a book that helped you out of a slump that, you know, might have brought back your spark for reading, things like that. And for me personally, I've had many slumps, and the one book that I can remember bringing back my like eagerness to read after having a really hard time getting back into a book was In a Jam by Kate Canterbury, actually. This I read many years ago. I read By a Thread by Lucy Score and had the worst book slump ever because I was so wrapped in that story that picking up anything else seemed impossible. And I finally was like, you know what, let me just pick up this story. And I picked up In a Jam by Kate Canterbury and actually stayed up till I think almost 3 a.m. that night reading the story because I was that into it. It genuinely like flipped a switch and I went right back into reading almost every single day and finishing books after like 3 days. It was crazy how much this book helped me get back into reading and helped me really re-spark that love for books. And I will forever be grateful. That book is so good. That book is so good. Number 7 is a book that made you laugh out loud. This is like, you know, a book that just brought you such joy and was so funny and just, you know, deserves that appreciation too, because yes, it wasn't super emotional for you, but it was just so fun and brought such great feelings. And for me, I put down Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This was a new release from a couple of months ago from her, and I just absolutely loved the book. It was so fun. It was such good vibes. It was just such a good time. I was giggling and smiling ear to ear for pretty much the entire reading experience with that book, and that's kind of why I put it down for this question. So there's that. Number 8 is a book you're thankful you took a chance on. So this is a book that you really weren't expecting to love, but ended up really liking. And I wrote down pretty much any of Riley Sager's books. I have really been trying to branch out in my genres as I really only read romance and fantasy pretty much exclusively, but decided to give Riley Sager's books a chance and have absolutely loved every single one that I have read so far. So thankful that I gave these books a chance because genuinely it is making me more and more curious to branch out to other thriller authors and other books of that kind because I'm just so eager to know what else is out there with the genres and stuff, you know, whatever. Continuing on, next we have number 9, and that is a book you're thankful was written. This is a book that you are just so happy that it exists and that you're just able to enjoy it. And I don't know what other book I could have put down other than The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I genuinely just try to put The Love Hypothesis in every video I talk about. Like genuinely. Every video I feel like I try to bring up Ali or The Love Hypothesis somehow, like constantly. It's just a book I constantly am thinking about. I'm constantly wanting to reread. It's bad. Sometimes it's bad. But it's just such a good book that I am so genuinely thankful was written. No complaints. No complaints. And wrapping up our 10 questions for this tag, we have number 10, and that is a book that you wish more people would read. This question is basically just for you to hype up books that you feel like don't get a lot of hype and that you love but don't hear many people talk about. And so my answer for this, I actually gave 3 examples for. So I wrote down The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, specifically the entire series. Like, I never hear really a lot of people talk about it. It is a young adult series, but wow, was it amazing. I also have a reading vlog for that if you want to see it. I then wrote down Fable by Adrienne Young. This is a book I read in one of my TBR Takedown episodes and really enjoyed. It was actually surprisingly really good and I would highly recommend. And my third and final book that I wrote down for this question was In a Jam by Kate Canterbury. I Saw a lot of people talk about this, but really haven't heard much else since it was kind of popular on TikTok. This book is so good. You guys should read it. Just plain and simple. I hope you guys had just as much fun as I have listening to me talk about this little tag and about all these books that I absolutely love. And if you guys want to also partake in this little tag, I will leave a list of all of my questions down in the description box for you guys to check out. If you guys do end up doing anything with this tag, please let me know in the comments. I would love to see you guys talk about the books that you love, because I hope it inspires me to pick up some of your favorite books. So without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe down below. And don't forget to put on those post notifications so you get a notification the next time I post. And I'll see you guys next time. Toodles! It's literally been like 3 hours of me trying to film.